Hello, everybody. Oliver here, spiritual activator, popping on a video. And today I want to talk about energy blocks, okay? Very powerful topic. And if you find yourself, like, for some reason, having an invisible block to abundance, to love, to purpose, work, to happiness, to where, you know, either you experience it 1 second only to lose it, or you don't experience it at all. You feel like you're experiencing the opposite of it, like dysfunctional relationships, or you make money just to lose it, or you create and it's next thing you know it's gone, right? And you're experiencing roller coaster of emotions, and it's one that's been in your reality. You try to change it, and it just keeps happening over and over again, like clockwork. Then I want to talk about energy blocks, and I want you to listen because it's super important and super powerful. Okay, so if you're seeing this video live, if you can see me and hear me, just comment yes and yes below. Okay, let me know, and also let me know where you're tuning in from, like where in the world. I mean, we have been blessed to have this community of over 60 plus countries that are tuning in, lives that are wanting to learn more about energy, wanting to better themselves, and it's amazing to see grow, right? So let me know where you're tuning in from, what country, what city. But today I'm going to talk about energy blocks and why it is so important. Okay. And towards the end, I'm going to invite you to our upcoming 8-week energy certification program because it's one that has changed so many lives, right? Because a lot of times, you come and you find me and you're like, okay, this whole energy world comes up. Then you realize, okay, I don't know, I might be a healer, or I might not be a healer. I don't even want to be a healer, right? Or you're curious about becoming a healer, and you're gonna start realizing that stepping into a healer, which is something that you already are, that you're tapping into, is something that changes everything in life. Because you can do it on yourself, you can do it for your loved ones, or you can do it as a profession, right? And for your clients. So if that's the role that the path that you're taking. So healing is one that everybody is able to do. We're able to tap into that, right? And the main thing that drives people to initially learn how to heal are energy blocks, right? Because they're the ones that, for whatever reason, and I've had this happen to myself, and I've seen it happen to people, over and over again, to where they're just stuck, and it seems like there's some internal conflict or self sabotage going on. They're thinking, and no matter what they do, it's like they're driving with emergency brakes on, and they just can't literally make progress. They're stuck, and they look back after a year, 3 years, 5 years, decades, and they're like, wow, I'm still in the same place. I'm still in the same place in my relationships. I'm still in the same place with my health. I'm still in the same place with my abundance and well-being, and it's not going anywhere, right? It's kind of like they hit what their cap is, and their ceiling, that invisible block, and then they come back down, and they just go between, that space. And that happened to me for the longest time. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like with relationships, with whether it's friendships or love, I remember for the longest time, I just kept attracting people that needed to be fixed, needed saving, and needed help, and wanted to take, whether it's a friendship or a relationship. That was a dynamic, and I was always giving till there was nothing to give, right? And that grew to resentment, and that grew to people pleasing, and that grew to me losing myself, and it became, from one area, it became every area of my life. And it got to a point to where I was thinking to myself, wow, people are out there, you can't trust people. People take advantage of you. People just want what you can have. And that became my thought. Now here's the thing, right? The thought, there's I had that thought, okay, but I wasn't born with that thought, right? But that thoughts have emotions attached to it. So what ends up happening, if you're thinking people are taking advantage of you, or if everybody just wants something or out there to hurt you, you're gonna feel what? Anger, maybe frustration, maybe sadness, maybe resentment, right? And both the thoughts have its own frequency and energy attached to it. And the emotions has its frequency and energy attached to it. So what do? You might shut down, you might lash out, you might you might lash out to protect yourself, to push people back, and you might, and then that in itself has an energy as well. So the next thing what ends up happening, and this is what I didn't realize because it gets deeper, is that the thought had an energy, right? The emotions had an energy. My actions had an energy. And that energy is what attracted and fed these types of dysfunctional relationships coming into my life and staying in there. They fed off that energy. But the thing is, I wasn't born with those thoughts. I wasn't born resentful. I wasn't born with thinking like people out there to hurt me. I wasn't born shut off and closed off. It happened earlier in life, right? And for me, this is where energetic blocks come in because you're going to realize that it goes way earlier. And sometimes you might not know when it started, and that's okay because the cool thing with energy is you don't have to understand it, right? When you're removing an energetic block, it's in my experience, it's kind of like the root, the seeds of a tree. Because if you think about this beautiful tree I have behind here, right? It's whenever you plant something good, it branches come out of it. Then you got fruits, and that's your reality. It's just the tree that keeps on giving. But what if it's the opposite? What if it's an energetic block, like your energy, like just a traumatic energy that's lodged into your system at an earlier age? Okay, that sprouts branches and fruits, and next thing you know, you wake up to a reality to where wow, people out to hurt me, were taking advantage of me. No one can be trusted. I gotta be safe, and that kind of mindset and emotions and habits and energy. Guess what? Bleeds over every area of life. Next thing you know, you see the branches, you see the fruit, and you try to address and heal and shift the fruit and the branches and all those different things, and they just grow back. They grow back. They grow back, and they happen over and over and again. And you think to yourself, what's going on? Why am I trying so hard, doing all those different things, only to literally have the whole thing happen over and over again, and not realizing that the inception point is where you need to focus on. Because once you figure out where the root is, the energetic block that started it all, right? What ends up happening is when you shift that, it takes care of everything. And for me, I remember it was earlier on in life, I went through a phase where I felt like I couldn't trust people, bullied in school, the teachers were just not supportive, and people that were my role models were always criticizing and stuff. And I remember a point in my life to where my heart shut off, it closed off, and I told myself earlier on, the world's not safe. I can't trust people. People are out there to hurt me. And that happened because, when I got bullied earlier on, right? And when all these things happen, what ends up happening is when that happens, someone's mean, someone's hurtful, boom, it hit me energetically. The energy hit. Because again, their words, their actions, what they do, their intention has an energetic effect. So that hit me energetically. Okay? And when it hit me energetically, I built rules and thoughts of wow, people out to hurt me. I can't be safe. So that reinforced it and reinforced that energy that hit me. Then I felt the emotions of pain, anger, betrayal, sadness. And that energy reinforced the energy that just hit me. And I made a decision of you know what, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to close up. I'm going to shut my heart off. And I'm just going to protect myself. And that, again, that action had an energy towards it. Next thing you know, it's a trifecta of energy. Okay, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling emotionally, what the habits, what I did, my decision, my action of I'm gonna shut off. All those have energies reinforcing that energetic trauma that hit me. Next thing you know, that's a seed. That is a seed. It's a living, breathing seed that has turned into literally a tree with branches and fruits. And for the longest time, I was experiencing the effects of that reality. It's everywhere I went, everywhere I turned to, it's friends take advantage. Friends want stuff. Oh, they want what you have. They want to see you successful. They're out to hurt you. They don't want you to shine. They're jealous and all those different things. So it affected my relationships and friendships moving forward, and I couldn't figure out why. No amount of self-help books, no amount of working on it got me out of it. I mean, it would make it manageable to where I would be, okay, this feels a little bit better, but it never really disappeared, right? And it's kind of like I talk about it all the time. It's like when you're addressing the symptom, like the fruits and the branches, like it's kind of like it's very similar to somebody that gets, let's say, a headache or a migraine, right? And they don't know where it's coming from. They don't know the root, the inception point of where it's coming from. So they might take medicine for every single day, right? So they experience the migraine, they experience the headache, they take medicine for it, it gets better. But if they don't, it comes back. And they have to remember and they have to keep doing it. So for the rest of their lives, they're taking medication for headache and migraine. And I'm not saying that's the wrong thing. This is an example of going to the root versus the symptoms, okay? It's just so you guys have perspective. So that's one way of living, and a lot of people live that way. And then what if, let's say that person got tested? They got machines that were able to just literally test to see what's causing the migraine. And what if they got tested and let's say, and there's a lot of different reasons why that even pops up. Let's say the reason was they weren't drinking enough water. They were dehydrated most of the time, right? And that by drinking 2 or 3 extra glasses of water a day, that wouldn't even happen. So what ends up happening is they figure out that's the root. They do that. Okay, they drink the extra glasses of water a day. They don't experience the pain. They don't have the need for the medication, right? That's going to the root. You're, instead of dealing with a reality where you have to deal with the relationships, the sadness, the roller coaster, the lack of abundance, whatever it is going on, and you settle for it thinking this is what life has to offer, you go to the root where the energy block is. Because the inception point really is that trauma that caused energetic block. And when you felt that energetic block, like, it's there, it's a seed, like, thoughts come that have energy to reinforce that. Emotions come that have energy to reinforce that. Actions come, or lack of, that have energy that reinforces that. Now that becomes a reality until it is changed, right? And for me, when I learned how to tap in and tune in and figure out where the energetic blockages were that were stopping me, because I couldn't for the longest time. And I tried everything in the book till I realized, you know what? Energy is the last thing I'm gonna try. And luckily enough, it was the only thing that made a difference, right? And when I was able to learn how to figure out where the energetic block was, where it was in my energetic system, how to lovingly remove that and replace that with higher level, loving, rejuvenating, positive, high vibrational energy, is when everything changed. When the moment I did that, like in the first time I did that, I remember I was in a journey in Sedona, like, of finding myself. I was on a spiritual path, and I was in a lot of pain, and I was going through at that time a separation, and I was like, you know what, enough is enough. Like, I keep attracting all this dysfunction in my friendships, in my relationships, in my businesses, in my love life, and I don't want this to be it. I don't want this to be the reality, because this isn't fulfilling for me. This isn't, like, what I've hoped for. I didn't dream and hope for, like, losing myself and experiencing, like, chaos and uncertainty and overwhelm and all those emotions on a daily basis. That wasn't what I dreamed of for myself. So I went to Sedona and I worked on energetically figuring where the blockages were, releasing all of it. I went deep, released as much as I can, as the deepest level where it all happened earlier on. And within 4 days, like, I met the love of my life. Mandy came into my life, and I wasn't even searching for her. She showed up. And the reason why she showed up was because the energy, the old energy, the blockage that was stuck within me was released, and it was replaced with higher vibrational energy and loving unconditional energy, to where she was on that frequency, right? Because you heard it over and over again. Like, we attract, what we vibrate on, whatever frequency, and it's like a radio channel. Like, you can tune it into, and you hear blues, and everything is there, and you don't hear anything else. You can turn it into, and it can be hip hop, it can be jazz, but there's certain things that exist on certain frequencies and vibratory levels. And she existed on that, but she couldn't find me. She didn't even exist on the one that I was in, right? So removing that energy block helped me with love. and it also helped me with abundance. I remember when I first realized the power of energy blocks. Like, I went ahead and at first I was skeptical because never heard of energy blocks. It's not like you grow up and your parents tell you about energy blocks and you go to school and they educate you on it and you read books and nobody tells you about it, right? Because it's not a mainstream common knowledge and information that we're taught. So for the most part, we're like working on the mindset, working on the emotions, working on the habits, like working on the branches and the fruit. Nothing wrong with that, thinking we're going to make progress, and we might, but it doesn't solve the root issue. It doesn't address that. So it just keeps coming up in different forms later on in life, right? And I was thinking to myself, I want the root. I want the root. So one time I remember, earlier on in my journeys, probably about 14, 15 years ago, I met somebody who was like, you probably have abundance blocks, okay? And I experienced an energetic clearing, and I remember I was being very, very skeptical of it. I was like, nothing's gonna happen. Like, what's this? Like, I've never heard of this, but you know what? Let me give it a shot. At this point, what do I have to lose, right? So I experienced that, and true enough, within 30 days, I made more in a day than I had an entire year, right? Entire year, and I was like, how did that happen? And I didn't even change anything; it just came. And of course, back then, like, my mind, my emotions, my energy, my habits wasn't wired for abundance, so I spent it as quickly as I got it. But it caught my attention because I was like, wow, energy can do that, can create a quantum leap to where I can go from here, instead of doing steps, I can go from here to way over there quickly, right? And that got me really, really curious and interested in learning more about energy blocks, and how it affects day-to-day life. And throughout the years, I worked on the mindset, the emotions, and everything else, so that I get to not to keep and get used to the level of love and abundance and happiness that comes my way, instead of pushing it away. But energy is the fastest way to get there, and that is one of the things that I've experienced. And true enough, like, after I've learned this, because the thing is, here's the thing, like, I wanted to be self-sufficient, right? Because I look around and I see people that are like, that at first, yeah, you might go to healers, you might go to people that do energy work, and you might see results. But for me, I'm like, this is like brushing your teeth. I want to be able to do it, so I can do it for myself when I need it. Because the thing is, like, why won't blocks and all these different things that affect us energetically, they happen sometimes several times a day, and I'm not going to be able to call people several times a day to learn this stuff, right? So for me, I took it upon myself to learn how to do this. And what I realized is that when I looked around, is not a lot of people were teaching how to get to the deepest energetic blocks and remove it. A lot of them were teaching, here's how you can do it to feel good in the moment. And people would go to them and they would feel good in the moment. And the next week, the same problem came. And I couldn't, everywhere I looked, I couldn't find somebody who was teaching how to get to the root, how to get to the inception point where it all is, and how to heal at that level. So I took it upon myself to learn that, and it wasn't from a book, it wasn't from somebody else. Like, literally, it was by accident. I set the intention of, like, I want to now to learn the power of energy. I want, please give it to me. I want to learn as much as I can and absorb and learn how to heal at the deepest levels, right? And I went to a vortex point in Sedona, and I was sitting on top of a vortex, and I remember sitting in there, and then all of a sudden, like, literally feeling like a vortex of energy, like a whirlwind of energy come through me. And when that happened, like, started like seeing symbols and sacred geometry and things I've never seen before. And when I opened my eyes, I could start seeing colors and sparkles and all these things that you would think I had taken something for to see. Like, but I didn't. I was like literally myself in broad daylight, and all this happened. And from that experience, like, like, literally, just information just came and came and came and came, and I used that information on myself, like, and my life changed. Like, I used that information to heal deeply, and my life has never been the same. And after that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this for my friends and family. So for the longest time, I did probably tens and thousands of donated hours I did for free on my spare time, just helping friends, family, whoever they referred, because it kind of grew word of mouth, and their lives changed for the better, right? And I realized, wow, this is amazing, right? This is amazing. There's just a lot of pain in the world, in my life and the people around me. And if I knew something that could change that, like, why not? Right? And that brought me to where I am today, talking to you now. Develop my purpose work is literally teaching people all about energy. How do you heal yourself? How do you do it for other people? How do you get in tune and figure out where the energetic blocks are? How do you remove them? How do you heal them? How do you clear them? How do you elevate so that you can start experiencing what life has to offer, right? Whether it's abundance, purpose, love, happiness, joy, excitement, peace of mind, clarity, like, whatever it is you're searching, it is, I believe, one energetic shift away, because there's typically one block that's stopping most people from getting to where they want, right? And it's my life's purpose to teach people how to do this, because my goal is, I see a world where people aren't struggling. They aren't just pretty much like trying to tread water to survive. They're not swimming endlessly trying to get somewhere where they never get to. They're like, because that's the thing is, when I look at people, and I see this in myself because I went through it. It goes through three stages of, there's goes three stages in life. One, first is they're treading water. They're trying to survive, and they're treading water is the same stuff every single day, and they're just like trying to stay afloat, experiencing all these different things, and not knowing what to do, right? And sometimes they just settle and they say this is what life is going to be like, because they look around them and everyone around them, their parents, their family, their friends, their coworkers, their entire environment is just treading water, trying to survive. And they're like, okay, everyone's doing it. This must be the norm. I guess this is how life's gonna be. I guess I'm gonna have to wait till I'm like in a little bit older to find happiness, or to go for what I want. And for the meantime, I'm just gonna go through this feeling, and it's normalized. So I guess I have to be okay with it, right? And then they get to a point where they're like, you know what? Enough is enough. Not one more day. I am going to go figure out a solution. And they start swimming, and swimming is better than treading water, because at least now you are actively trying to do something to get somewhere, right? You're actively trying to change your life. But the thing is, there's so many different directions. You don't know where to go. You know what's right from wrong. You don't know if what you're gonna be addressing is gonna work. If it's gonna be addressing the branches, the fruits, or the root. If it's gonna change your life, or just keep it the same. So it's at least better than staying afloat. But a lot of people swim aimlessly for the rest of their lives, not getting anywhere. And they're trying, and they're in the same spot, right? And eventually, there are people that actually get on the island. And when they're on the island, they get to really just like lean back, enjoy what island has to offer, drink a coconut juice or whatever drink they have, and they just start to not be in fight or flight, survive, always having to get somewhere. They're there. They're there, and when they're there, they experience what life has to offer. They're relaxed, they're peaceful, they don't have to worry about surviving. They're appreciating the beauty in the nature and whatever life has to offer, and start thinking to themselves, wow, there's more to life than just swimming and trying to survive and trying to just stay afloat. There's this where you can just be and enjoy, and you're not in fight or flight, and you're not in survival mode, and you start thinking, what am I here to do? What's my purpose? Like, and you start coming from that space, trying to help people get to the island, freeing them from that pattern which doesn't serve, which may be passed generationally, but doesn't serve, isn't fulfilling, isn't make your heart and your soul thrive, imprisons it, right? If we're just held back. And when you get an island, it's all about experiencing the beauties of what life has to offer and figuring out how to make a difference. And that's when I got to the island, and my first goal was to get as many friends and family members as I can to the island. And a lot of them are on the island. And then that's not enough, because you're like, okay, you gotta get more people. And for me, the world's big, billions of people, and I can't do it alone. Like, I can't do it alone. So I have to teach people what was put on my heart to teach, to show them how to address and remove energy blocks, step into their healing abilities for themselves, for others, for the loved ones, so that they can remove the blockages that are stopping them and go to the next level. The one that's so elusive that you've tried to, but for some reason you just can't get there. Like, it's always just far. Like, you dreamed about it, you've talked about it, you tried, but you just never have been able to get there, right? Because the method what you're addressing isn't the root. And after doing this for over 15 years, let me tell you, energy is the root. It all starts and ends with energy. Your thoughts have energy, your emotions have energy, your decisions have energy, your lack of decisions have energy, and the energy that it has attracts to you the life that you are currently experiencing. And if you want to change that, you have to do it on the energetic level. Because when you do it on the energetic level, guess what? I might have 1,000 limiting beliefs and emotions and things that are causing me with that energy that I'm not even aware of. I'm not even conscious of. I don't need to know, right, to get results. I just need to address the energy of it. And when I remove that energy might be related to 400 limiting beliefs and emotions, right? Because I'm dealing on the energetic level, and as I release those blocks, I experience the results as if I had shifted hundreds of limiting beliefs, emotions, and debilitating actions, right? So it's faster instead of me trying to figure them out, trying to remember things that are in my unconscious that I will never remember, that I will not figure out what the root is. I just go to the energy because the energy covers all of that, right? And that's what I want to teach. And I want to, if any of this resonated with you, you want to learn how to figure out where the energy blocks are, not just the ones that you've experienced yesterday, but the ones that are deep down that are causing you unnecessary suffering and stress, preventing you from the life that you want, where there's more love, more abundance, more purpose, more happiness, more peace of mind, more clarity. If you want to learn how to do that, I have an upcoming 8-week certification program. It's going to be starting soon. Okay, and in this program, it's 8 weeks. I teach you everything I know about how to figure out where these energetic blocks are, because a lot of the times it is, sometimes your energetic system, your energetic field, there's levels to it. It can be in your auric field, it can be in your chakras, it can be in your energetic body, it can be in your cellular level, it can be generationally passed down. There's so many different ways where blockages can get stuck. And in this program, I teach you how to become aware of these blockages, how to release them with love, how to let them go, how to bring forth higher vibrational, loving, more positive energy that can push you forward, that literally can lift you up and can change your reality quickly, like very fast, right? So you're going to learn how to heal yourself, clear the energetic blocks. You're going to learn how to do it for other people. If you want to do it for your friends and family, you will have the skill, you'll have the tool for life. You'll learn how to do it whether someone's in front of you or when someone is remote. I mean, I've got people that I help clear and teach them, and they are in the other side of the world, right? Again, we've got like healers in 60 plus different countries. They're learning this. This stuff works across, it doesn't matter what your background is, doesn't matter what your experience is, doesn't matter if you think you can do it or not. Energy is energy, and this stuff has worked, period, for the people that I've showed it to, right? And on top of that, when you go through this 8-week certification program, you're also going to learn what your spiritual gift is, because a part of this program is I'm going to do a clearing on you, an unblocking. I'm going to unblock the things that are stopping you on the deepest level. I'm going to clear that, and I'm going to also activate your spiritual gifts, because we all come with a multitude of spiritual gifts. And once you know what your gifts are, that's when life gets exciting, because we were given these spiritual gifts so that we can thrive in life, so we can be happy, so we can achieve whatever we want to achieve and fulfill our purpose of work. That's why our spiritual gifts were given to us, right? And a lot of times the reason why we're not able to access them, or they're controlling us, right? Or they're just out of whack, is because there are some blockages that stop us from doing so. So part of the 8-week certification program is you're also going to get a clearing and a gift activation from me, so that we can just remove out with the old that doesn't serve, in with the new, activate your spiritual gifts, so you can have all the tools, all the resources you need to get where you want in life, to get to the island, to be happy, to thrive, right? So that's one of the things that they do. So this is to keep it simple, literally it's 8-week certification program. You can do it from home. You can join us in person. There's different options, right? I do unblocking and then a clearing on you. I share with you your primary spiritual gift. I activate your gift. I share with you how to figure out where your blockages are and how to remove the ones that are stopping you from what you want in life. I'm going to share with you how to do it for other people as well. So you have the tools, you have the skill, how to do that. And there's a lot of practice hours that you get to practice on other people and receive healings as well. And this builds your confidence and belief to show you, because a lot of times you're not born thinking you're a healer or stepping into this. A lot of people think they're not able to, and they're skeptical. Can it be me? Am I? And the only way to battle that is after I teach them the system of how to do this. They're able to do a clearing or a healing on somebody else, and the other person gets results, and they do it with other people get results, and they get this overwhelming feedback of positivity of what they've done working on somebody else, changing that person's life, and it builds the belief and the confidence. That's what convinces people that they are a healer, is the results. And there's plenty of opportunity for that in this program. And towards the end, once you're finished with your homeworks and your practice hours, you get a certificate, like, as a Geo Love Healing practitioner that shows that you've gone through this program. Is the most in-depth, and as far as I know, the only program that I know that goes deep into really how to clear the deepest blocks, not just the blocks that you've absorbed yesterday and the other day. That's what everybody does, but go deep to what's causing the most sabotage in your life, preventing you, the handbrakes, going to where the inception point, the root, and clearing those abundance blocks, love blocks, purpose blocks, whatever blockages that are there that happen, earlier on in life, clearing them once and for all, so we can move forward, so that invisible energetic barrier stopping us is eliminated, and we can move forward, get to the island, live a beautiful life, experience everything beautiful that life has to offer, and really step into what we're here to do, our purpose work. Right. So if you're interested, we have an upcoming one happening soon. I have instructions depending on when you're seeing this on a page, or you're seeing this on a Facebook group. You're just instructions on what to do next. Click on that. Follow the instructions. Okay. I have to learn more about the 8-week energy healing and certification program. Okay. Follow the instructions. This will typically lead you to either a form or to reaching out to Malia, one of our team members, and just reach out. Ask about the upcoming 8-week certification program that's starting soon. It is one that has changed so many lives, that we've got countless success stories from people that they come and their lives are different afterwards. And it's unexplainable. But again, like with energy, you've got to experience it. And once you experience it, you will see the benefits of it. You'll start believing it, and it becomes part of your everyday reality. All right. So that's about it. I am so just happy to be able to present this opportunity to you, and thank you all for joining me in this just a deep dive training on energy blocks, what it is, how it affects us, because it's very real, and it affects every single one of us, whether we know it or not. It is one that is a predominant in life. Whether you believe in energy, doesn't matter what your background is, what your beliefs are, what you've gone through. Energy is energy, and it affects everybody the same, whether you believe in it or not. So it's the most powerful thing in my experience. It's the invisible thing that controls everything, and yet nobody learns how to master their energy, become healers. It's what we all are. We all have that ability, the capacity to do that. We're never taught how to tap into that, or we shut it off, or it's not like we're given an instruction manual on how to do that. We just kind of navigate through life, and hopefully one day we stumble on it, but most of us don't. Right, so that's what I'm here. I am here to really help you, get to the island and master your energy and release the blocks that don't serve you, and help you experience a beautiful life, an amazing life. And once you're there, help you step into your purpose work, figuring out what you are here to do, what you were born to do, and assist you in doing that. Right? So if you're interested, go ahead, follow the instructions. We have an upcoming 8-week certification program, and it's going to be amazing as usual. Everyone that's gone through my programs, that have gone through, put the effort in, they 100% get the results. They know they're healers. They feel the experience, the before and afters, and it's amazing. It is breathtaking to me. It is one that I wake up excited to do, because I see where people start and I see what happens afterwards, and that to me is bliss. So hopefully you're going to be part of our next class. Follow the instructions, and hopefully you enjoy this. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and remember, when you heal yourself, you heal others, and you also heal the world.